Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of True Myths, One Lie, the game show in the form of a podcast all about myths, urban legends, conspiracies, all of the things that we don't fully understand. I'm your host, Anthony Manella, and the way that the game works is 3 stories are going to be told, 2 of which are from people online that claim that these stories are true, and 1 that is completely made up. It is up to my guest and everyone at home to try and figure out which story is the lie. Today's first guest can literally hit notes lower than the lowest notes on a keyboard. Jacob Colon.
I haven't done that in a while, so I don't know if I still can.
Okay, you could at one point, though. Today's second guest has tweeted the exact same photo of his favorite Batman villain, Egghead, a total of exactly 17 times.
Wait.
And to top it all off, his first tweet ever was the word egg. Seth Colon.
You counted?
Your intro took me about 40 minutes of research.
I tweeted at Gotham weekly, like put Egghead in Gotham, put, like this or that. They always ignored me. I would be like, oh, next week we're getting Egghead? Question mark? Like stuff like that.
Yeah. And then what happened?
Then you tweeted them once. Put Egghead in Gotham. They responded back immediately.
Yes.
With this guy's hilarious. And then I respond like, what the heck? And they're like, oh, sorry, we don't get to read all our tweets. And it's like, it's very obvious that they did not like me.
Yeah, that is funny. I could have used that for Feeney's intro, but what I decided to use was the person whose feet once stank so badly that no one in the room could even tell what it was coming from. Ryan Feeney, who, by the way, today looks very, very dapper.
Right. It's because I just came from a funeral.
Oh my God.
Guess what the funeral's for?
What?
Your winning streak. Boom.
Oh. Wow.
And I came from the funeral, so it's already dead. Meaning that we have to win, or else this funeral was for nothing.
So basically what you're telling me is you guys are gonna win today.
Yes.
We'll see about that. Today's topic, we're talking all about reptilians, reptile people.
Wow.
These aren't even myths.
Some people really do think that they're out there. They're able to shapeshift from their lizard form into humans, lizard people, whatever you want to call them. Usually people say that they can recognize them because their eyes flicker or they have like weird slits in their eyes, whatever. I feel like I know how Feeney feels about this, but do you guys believe that this could be real?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Like, you guys do, genuinely.
Yeah.
Feeney doesn't, is my guess. I genuinely think this could be true, too.
Yeah, totally.
You do?
In fact, I have confirmation.
That's suspicious.
Well.
Okay. Well, anyway. I would not be surprised if something like this really existed. Not that I'm like 110% convinced, but there's just a part of me that really wants to believe. I guess we could put it that way. If you guys are ready, we'll jump into the first story here.
Yes, I am ready.
Story number 1. This story takes place in October of 2015. The person didn't want to go by their full name. They just wanted to be referred to as Gigi. So Gigi was on an online dating site, and she met this person who very quickly took over her physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Gigi is 100% certain that this person that she met is a reptilian. He's got true hazel eyes, a weird reddish-brown hair, and an abnormally long tongue, and these weird scars and birthmarks all over his body. More specifically, one of these birthmarks looks more like it could have been some sort of injection from an alien needle or something. It's got these 3 dots with a brown circle around it. This man would torment her, sometimes by shape-shifting, to scare her into its usual form. Its legs would extend to 8 feet tall, and it had these weird slits in his eyes. Each of these shapeshifts would only last from somewhere between 1 to 5 seconds, and it was usually just to scare her. One night, she had a terrifying vision where she got hit by a car, and she woke up in the arms of this man. She believes that this vision was implanted in her by him, so this way she would be more trusting of him. And this was, in her words, she describes this vision as both a horrifying but also a very calming, serene experience. She thought that she had died for about 5 minutes. She claims that she was in a hospital and that she had seen the light, and she only woke up from this vision after hearing her mother say, breathe. When she woke up, there she was in the arms of the man, and 4 of his friends were surrounding her, and they were all telling her that she had hit her head. What made her finally decide to break up with him was one night they were cuddling together on the couch, and there was a knock on her door, so she tried to go up to answer the door, but she realized that she was completely paralyzed. She could not move. She truly believes that while she was asleep, this thing was taking advantage of her and taking her reproductive cells for cloning purposes or who knows what else. And she feels almost dead inside after all of these traumatic experiences. That is the end of story number 1. I'm gonna give you guys some time to discuss. Go.
It could be one or two things. This is either a domestic abuse situation or she's making all of it up. I'm starting to lead towards the second, that she's making all this up for attention, clearly.
Obviously, the story's fake, but what I think could be the case is that the person writing it genuinely believes it's true.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Either way, it was an abusive situation.
It was interesting in the beginning. The story says that he took over her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
That's very
what does that
interesting
mean?
wording. Yeah, like was he manipulating her? Was he just personable? Did she just like him?
Yeah, I think just manipulating her.
But like, what about like I'm saying with these scars? Like, does he have a story for these scars? Did she not ask about these scars?
You want to know how I got these scars?
Well, I mean, she believes that some of those scars are alien needles.
Yeah, but like, where did she get that from?
Yeah.
And
Wait a minute. So is this like an alien story or a reptilian story? Because
They work together.
they work
They're
together.
colleagues.
They're co-workers.
To what? Domestically abuse women?
No, I think this guy just took advantage of his powers.
Okay. All right. We're going to give relationship advice to Gigi. You don't need a lizard man in your life. You just need yourself. And you'll find your own self-worth out there. You don't need no lizard man. Gigi don't need no lizard man.
And if any lizard men are listening to this, you don't need anyone else either.
And you're part of the problem.
I'm going to move on to the second story now.
and call me.
Gigi,
Okay.
lizard men, whoever. Just call Jacob.
Yeah.
He's
Put
looking.
my number up on the screen right now.
Yeah, Jacob doesn't care who calls. He just wants to call.
No, I definitely do. Don't call me.
We're
Okay.
calling you about your car's extended warranty.
Story number 2. In 1968 in Spain, 3 hunters were all on a break. They were preparing for a barbecue by a nearby ravine.
This is fake. Spain.
Spain.
Yeah.
1960. The Jets won the
Barbecue, Spain, 16?
1968.
Oh, 19. Okay, that's
Dude,
that's
humans
right.
weren't even like real by then.
Yeah. During the 1968 NFL season, the Jets won Super Bowl III. So already this story's on thin ice.
Anyway, as they were preparing for the barbecue, they all saw a flash in the sky. One of the guys, Mateo Cover, went over, he left his rifle behind, and he went to the edge of the ravine to see if he could see anything.
Flash's name is Barry Allen.
Oh, you're right. Oh, so okay, Killer Croc and now the Flash. Okay, so this is just a DC ad.
Well, I'm actually thinking this story might be Superman. You know, he crash landed,
Oh,
so they saw a flash in the sky, and then
this is where we have a whole DCEU forming here.
This is the better DC.
Oh, what if that was just Martian Manhunter? He can shapeshift, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Martian Manhunter's just a jerk.
Yeah. I feel like we solved that one.
All right. Ready to lock in our answer.
We're even a quarter away through the story.
I've said 2 sentences of this story.
And it's so long.
Yeah, we're going with 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The man was surprised to see, on the other side of the ravine, a man that looked more like a lizard, claw-like hands, lizard head. It had these red eyes. It was wearing a transparent helmet and a long tail that reached the ground. The parts of the creature that were visible appeared to be a weird grayish color. The parts that weren't visible were covered in a one-piece white suit all the way down to his legs, and he was wearing white boots. Attached to its back appeared to be some sort of metallic backpack-looking thing with black antennas protruding from the top. And he was standing there, and it looked as though he was waiting for something. The creature didn't seem to notice Mateo, as Mateo called over to his friends to come take a look at this thing, and they all watched it quietly. And every now and then, a weird, long, gross, beefy tongue would stick out from its mouth. The three men were then horrified to see this black, metallic, cylinder-like shaped thing protruding from behind the trees. They estimated it to be about 30 meters in length and 10 meters in width. All three terrified men waited it out. They waited there for about 3 minutes before hearing a really loud noise and seeing another really bright flash. They all came out from their hiding spot, and they saw that both that weird metallic-looking device and the reptile were completely gone. Now, much calmer than before, all the men looked around to see if they could find anything, but all they found were some footprints in the sand, and they see that some of the bushes, some of the branches above them appear to be burnt. And that is the end of story number 2. I'm gonna give you guys some time to discuss. Go.
What a terrible barbecue.
Right. I mean, I feel like there's so much going into the story. Spain, as Jacob said, 1968, the Jets winning the Super Bowl.
Well, I already locked in 3, so.
Right. Like metallic that just sounds so made up. Metallic backpack, like.
Yeah, but is it like Anthony wrote it, or is it like some random Redditor wrote it?
I don't know, Anthony. You look like a metallic backpack kind of guy.
Yeah.
What kind of backpack were you using in high school?
Metallic ones.
Yeah, Anthony, would you put together the words beefy tongue?
Well, yes, but not when talking about a lizard person, though. I had to have a metallic backpack in school, otherwise all of the hooligans that walked to classes with me would flip them inside out, and Feeney knows exactly what I'm talking about. I don't know if he's ever done it to me specifically, but...
I may have. I don't.
Maybe you did, I don't know.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like you were too nice. I feel like I would have felt bad doing it to you.
I know that other people have definitely done it to me.
Yeah. Or the other reason you had your metallic backpack was to keep your Baja Blast cold. you just carried around a keg of Baja on your back. It wasn't even a backpack. It was just a keg.
And he would ask people, "You want a blast?" And before they can even answer, he had like a hose.
And I'd
just
spray them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see,
I never got in trouble.
Never did.
No. Because the principals and teachers, they were all very supportive.
Big Baja fans.
Yeah.
Right.
See,
the one time that I almost got in trouble by a substitute principal, Austin came in and RKO'd them for me before we could get there. So it worked out.
I love the idea of a substitute principal. That's so fun.
Any final thoughts before we move on here?
All these are fake.
But lizard people are real.
Yeah. If you know a lizard person, please get them to call this number on the screen now.
There's also no number on the screen, so, you know.
There's no...
Nope.
Not here? What about over here?
Nah, there's nothing there.
Here?
Nope. Nothing on the screen.
Sorry.
In fact, we're not even on the screen anymore.
Oh,
the screen's black now. We can't
You-
see
you
anything.
did that.
I did that. Yep. Okay. Well, speaking of real reptile people, we are going to play a quick little mini game here. Now, there are a lot of people on the internet who have conspiracy theories that a lot of the celebrities that we see on television all the time,
Like Cult to 35.
some of them walking amongst us, are reptile people. I'm going to give you some examples of celebrities, and you have to tell me if this is someone that the internet actually thinks is possibly a reptile person, or if I have made that up.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm gonna give you a person with a little description of why people think that. So the first person, Barack Obama.
Yes.
Hundreds of videos showing Obama's eyes flicker during interviews, speeches, due to cloaking and/or shape-shifting malfunction. Is this real, or did I make this up?
Real.
I think it's real.
I feel like people would definitely say that.
You going with real?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen that online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've contributed to that online.
Seth has edited those videos. Yeah, this one is real. People do believe that Barack Obama is a lizard person. Number 2, Neil Armstrong. He was the first to step foot on the moon because that's where he is from, and orchestrated it so he could get back to prevent the world from finding out his lizard people colony. Real or fake?
I think fake
Yeah,
for that reason.
The reasoning just doesn't make sense. He was the first to step foot on the moon.
He was trying to get back home.
Yeah, but why'd he
Right,
come
but
back?
he didn't stay there then.
Yeah, like I would buy more like he went to the moon and then on the moon got replaced.
These are the conspiracy theories of the internet.
Yeah, I don't like that conspiracy theory. I like the theory that he got replaced on the moon, came back, and now, you know.
Well, then maybe you should start it.
Maybe I
You
will.
just did.
This sounds like something people would on the internet make up. Like I feel like we could just Google Neil Armstrong lizard person and we would find something. I'm gonna say it was on the internet, or that we can find something on the internet.
So, okay, you're saying internet, you guys are saying fake?
Yeah.
This was made up by us, True Myths One Lie, not by the internet.
Oh,
I'm gonna Google this right now. I'm going to Google.
All right. Yeah, so Feeney just pulled out his phone for audio listeners, and he's going to see if he could prove this wrong.
Neil Armstrong Lizard King. That was a recommendation.
Wait, what?
He's the lizard king.
Are you finding anything?
All right, maybe not.
Okay, so Feeney has not found anything confirming it is made up, even
I'm
though
gonna
these
go
are...
home and make it. So
Okay. Does the internet truly believe Mark Zuckerberg, his pale skin, dull eyes, and blank
Yes.
expression scream
Yes.
lizard person? Also, many people claim to have seen him shapeshift off camera.
I have seen him
Yes.
shapeshift, yes.
yeah, well, I think we only have half the story here. Not only is he a lizard person, he's also a robot.
Yeah.
I actually think that we've talked about this on the podcast before. Yeah, this one is confirmed, but or like true according to the
it's
internet.
confirmed.
It is true.
I want to believe it. He is so awkward and odd.
Yeah.
You
No
know?
person can behave like that at all.
Right. The way that he moves and the way that he responded when he was asked if he was a lizard person it only made him more suspicious to me.
Yeah.
But I'll give Mark another chance. Does the internet believe George W. Bush, seen having many interactions with other reptilian overlords and negotiating with them in their lizard form in an unknown language?
So wait, is he a lizard or is he not a lizard?
He's a lizard and he also has lizard friends.
I think he just has lizard friends.
I want to know if this unknown language was actually unknown, or if it's just something like Spanish or something.
Oh
Yeah.
no, it's lizard language.
And they're all just at a costume party.
Yeah.
Okay, do you guys think this one was made up by the internet or by us?
I'd say internet.
You're saying internet?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say by you guys.
I feel like I haven't seen any George. Is it George Bush or George W. Bush?
George W. Bush.
I'm gonna say that you made it up.
The internet claims this one is true.
Oh my
Jacob's
God.
winning.
Jacob's right.
I'm the best.
Okay, this next one's very, very tough. Larry Minella, disguised as a dad to infiltrate Culture 35 and take over the popular YouTube channel for the Reptilians.
I never thought of it like that.
It's eye-opening though.
Yeah.
Late Night Larry.
And he's too handsome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, he's far too handsome to be a real human being. Second, Late Night Larry is
LNL. That's the initials. So lizard.
That's how you spell lizard.
Yeah.
L and L.
LNL.
Lizard and Larry.
Lizard and Larry.
Yeah. It's a code this whole time.
Yeah. It's been right in front of our noses.
Okay, so this one's real, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's
Yeah.
confirmed. The internet believes this one.
Yeah.
He is a lizard person. Okay, next one. Does the internet believe that Charlie D'Amelio is a lizard person? Her arms move in ways that only a lizard person's can, and sometimes her limbs appear to stretch too far in her TikTok dances.
No way. You guys totally made this one up.
I'm just gonna be honest and say that because I don't spend time on TikTok, I have very little idea of who Charlie D'Amelio is, and I want
So do I.
to keep
don't
it that
either.
way.
I don't like her. So I'm gonna say she's a lizard. Not a lizard person, but she's an actual lizard.
I'm going to protest and not vote on this one.
Wait,
Can we do that?
What?
Can we do that?
no, I'm
protest
vetoing
too.
Feeney's decision and making him answer.
Fine. I'll say that the internet says that she's a lizard person.
Seth?
I'll agree.
Jacob?
I think you guys made it up.
Jacob is right once
Oh
again.
my God, Jacob. I think Jacob, are you the lizard person here? How do you know all this?
You caught me.
Well, you're a goblin, right?
Yeah, I'm a goblin. So
Oh,
you know,
it's
we
different.
work in tandem
Right.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Does the internet believe that Angelina Jolie is a lizard person? Many pictures show obvious cracks in her human mask that's meant to cover up her reptile face.
I feel like this is just the internet bullying people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the internet bullying Mark Zuckerberg, the internet bullying Angelina Jolie. I haven't personally seen any
I have.
posts that cute, but I don't hang out on like lizard forums.
I do. No, I don't. But I have seen like a video of like some celebrities, and I remember Angelina Jolie was like one of them.
I'm sure, I am 100% positive that if you comb the internet long enough, you will find some accusation of Angelina Jolie being a lizard person. So I'm locking in my answer, no deal.
No deal.
I don't know what no deal means, so I'm gonna say.
I don't either. You say internet though. Thank you for speaking in a language I understand.
In a lizard language.
Yeah.
Wow, look, it's 2 lizards at the table.
Yeah, the other 2 people here obviously have meetings with George W. Bush.
I wish.
Yes. Yes, this one, the internet does believe Angelina Jolie is a lizard person. Okay, Justin Bieber. Videos show his eyes flicker with lizard-like slits.
I remember that video.
Once again, Seth has edited that. He was the one who made that video.
I wish I was the person that edited it, so I could just be like, guys, it's been 10 years, but I think I should probably announce that
I faked it.
I faked it.
I don't know. Back in the day, people just used to hate on Justin Bieber, so I
Yeah.
feel like this could have been real.
Just to be contrarian, I'm just gonna say that you made it up.
Okay, you guys are saying internet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is internet.
Okay.
I have seen this video. I actually think that me and Seth have watched it together before in the past, and I love that video so much.
Isn't it like really badly edited too?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I love it. All right, final one. Final one. Does the internet think that Logan and Jake Paul are lizard people?
Oh,
Multiple
gosh.
scars from reptilian surgery and multiple videos of their eyes glowing before reverting to normal.
You definitely made it up. People don't talk about Jake and Logan Paul unless they're talking about how much they hate them.
Yeah.
Jacob always is right, so I'll just go
I'm
with
going with
Jacob.
Yeah.
You guys were smart to go with Jacob because Jacob was
I
correct.
got them all right.
I would say that Jacob was the winner of our mini game.
Yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
was.
Okay.
Although we had an unfair advantage being a lizard
Goblin.
person himself.
Goblin.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Are we ready to hear story number 3?
Yep.
All right. Story number 3. In 2002, someone named Jordan was taking a run through Central Park in New York. And if for those of you who maybe haven't been, Central Park is this huge park, lots of trails, lots of people. It was a beautiful sunny day on this one particular day.
And New York is a state.
Wow, I didn't know that. Jordan was just finishing up his run, and he decided to relax for a moment and check his heart rate before going back to his apartment. So he's watching some of the people in the park, and he realizes that things start to feel weird. He gets this uneasy feeling, and he starts to feel like things aren't as they seem. It was almost as if everyone around him started moving in slow motion, and he started to get this really loud ringing in his ears, almost deafening. So for a moment, Jordan glanced around and he saw that every person around him was completely frozen. And that's when a man in a 3-piece suit walks up to him and begins explaining what's happening. He begins to explain that the Earth is actually run by lizard people. They're in control of everything. The way that they keep control over humans is through pesticides and through genetically modified food. The man also explains that many celebrities and politicians and people that you see on television are reptilians. They're everywhere. And the man himself was also a reptilian, but he told Jordan not to be afraid because they are not here to hurt humans. Jordan was confused as to why he was chosen to being told all of this, and the man said, it's because considering that you only eat organic food, they could tell that the effects were wearing off on him of the control, so instead of exterminating him, they decided to just tell him because they always choose peace before violence. That's actually why the reptilians are here. They're trying to teach humans peace. The man explained a few other truths about the universe to him before departing, and Jordan was hesitant to even post his story online at all. He was afraid that people wouldn't take him seriously, but he thought, you know what, it can't hurt to let people know that reptiles are out there, but they are nothing to be afraid of. And that is the end of story number 3. I'm gonna give you guys some time to discuss. Go.
Sounds like something a reptile would say to me.
Yeah. And even if that were true, this story is true, would that happen to all vegans?
Well, he eats organic food.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't necessarily mean vegan.
Okay.
that's true.
That is true. But does that happen to all vegans? Because usually vegans.
When he lives
Yeah.
in New York. Everything's got GMOs in New York. He's not getting around that.
Yeah, he isn't. You are right about that, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, we could just look this up. Was Michael Jordan living in New York in 2002?
No, I mean he was still probably coming off his Washington stint, right? He was still probably living there.
Also, the one commonality that's linking story 2 and story 3 is that the lizard people were wearing suits. So obviously they dress very well, which makes them quite adorable.
Wait.
Oh no!
You telling on
Yeah,
yourself?
what are you doing?
Oh no!
For audio listeners, not only is Feeney wearing and dressing very nicely today, but we're all looking at him suspiciously.
What's the deal here?
Well,
We gonna have to rough you up?
well, listen, we got a goblin at the table. We got Anthony. What are you again?
Short.
We got a leprechaun,
We got a leprechaun at
Leprechaun.
the table,
lizard person, and
Yeah.
I think I'm goat and also werewolf.
and witch.
You're also like part Krampus. You're related
Part
to
Krampus, I'm part witch.
Oh yeah, you are a witch. Anyway, any final thoughts on story 3?
I feel like this one feels too safe.
Yeah, I mean, at least in story 1, like, and in story 3, the reptilians are peaceful, right? They're trying to teach which, by the way, trying to subliminally teach is not very effective, I don't think. So if they're trying to teach humans how to be peaceful, then doing a terrible job. They need to research some pedagogy.
Look at what's going on right now. We're
Yeah.
not
You
learning.
know, but in story 1, the reptilian person was violent and abusive. So, which is more likely?
So anyway, I'm gonna recap all 3 stories.
I am too.
Seth is too, and then we will. I'll let you guys make your final decisions.
Then we'll
So-
call Toph.
Yep.
Oh, and then you guys will call Toph to make the decision for you.
Yeah.
So story number 1 is about a woman who gets catfished by a reptile on a dating app. She meets him on a dating app, and he's got all these weird scars and markings on his body. She finds herself paralyzed. He turns into the reptile for 1 to 5 seconds at a time to scare her, and she decided to break up with him one night when she realized that she could not move. She believes that he is using her reproductive organs for cloning or whatever.
Story number 1. Gigi don't need no lizard man.
Right.
It's like, come on. No, we're not using them for cloning.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So what are you
As
using them
if
for,
we
Feeney?
wanted to do that.
So what are you using them for?
I mean, it's not me personally using them.
Story number 2 took place in Spain about 3 hunters. They were just trying to have a barbecue by a nice little ravine. They see a white flash in the sky. They go and check it out. They see this weird lizard-looking thing. He's got a white one-piece suit on. He's got a metallic backpack, and then there's this black metallic cylinder that shows up. It takes him away. There's another flash and loud noise, and then they both disappear.
All right. Story number 2. Your average Spanish barbecue. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Story number 3, a man is jogging through New York City in Central Park. Everything around him starts going in slow motion. There's this weird buzzing noise in his ears. Everything stops. A man comes out and explains to him that the world is controlled by lizard people and that they're nothing to be afraid of. They're just trying to help teach peace. The effects on him were wearing off, so they had to tell him the truth instead of exterminating him. Those are your 3 stories.
Story
Oh,
number 3. Michael B. Jordan gets stopped by a homeless man who has some weird conspiracy theory regarding lizards.
Right. And those are your 3 stories. Take Seth's version with a grain of salt. Discuss.
Well, I think we've all made our decision.
Yeah, we're calling Toph.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let me get my phone out.
You guys are actually doing this?
Yeah. I want.
This is amazing.
Although,
Okay.
as far as the actual stories are concerned, I mean, obviously they're all just made up, but I want to know more about what the lizard person from the second story was wearing, because we know that he was wearing a one-piece suit, but what kind of shoes was he wearing?
So, audio listeners and I guess even visual listeners, if it's not clear what's happening right now, Seth is calling Toph to have him answer for them. Even though Feeney, however, seems to be really discussing it.
Well, no, I mean, Toph is going to decide anyway. I'm just thinking out loud.
Right.
You might not answer me.
Well, what do you guys think?
I mean, story.
If Toph wasn't here, Feeney, what would you pick? Because he's not here.
So what would I pick as the one that you made up?
Right. They can all obviously, very clearly, all 3 of these are probably fake.
I feel like.
Hello?
Oh, there
Hey, Toph. You're our lifeline on True Myths One Lie, and we need you to pick the story that we're going to be locking in.
Is this for real?
This
Yes.
is for real.
Okay.
All right, so
Easy.
which one?
3.
3.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Three it
Story,
is.
All right.
story 3.
See you guys.
See ya.
Yeah. Thank you.
I can't believe that this is actually how you guys are deciding. I love it. If it ends up being right, Jacob locking in story 3 from the start is going to be an amazing feat.
Jacob's he's been on a hot streak today.
This episode's going to be amazing.
Guys. It is story 3!
I finally won.
I cannot believe that just happened. Jacob
Hold
locked
on.
it in from
Should
the
I let
start.
Toph know?
Yes.
Yeah, you should call Toph back and we'll get his thoughts on that.
Hello?
It was story 3.
It was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah. But how'd you know?
One time Seth told me, you just gotta pick number 3.
I do remember
Alright.
saying that.
There's no way, right?
No, it was 3.
No, it's 3.
Like you won the episode?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
won the episode.
Because I told you to pick 3.
Yes.
Are you for real right now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we're for real.
To be fair, I locked in 3 like 45 minutes ago.
Jacob
So
locked in
what's up,
3 before hearing it.
Oh, really?
Yes, but then you only further confirmed
Yeah.
that 3 was right.
Yeah, I don't know. Something inside of me just told me it was my true purpose.
You should probably get that thing out. Whatever it is that's inside of you.
All right.
So is the episode over?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. It's over.
Any last
Did you do
words?
the outro?
You want to
Can
do the
I
outro through the phone?
Can I do it?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you guys enjoyed this podcast, make sure you give it a rate and a review and give it a 5-star and give it a video. If you're watching the video version, make sure you like, comment below what you think. Don't send in your stories because we're not going to use them. And yeah,
He's right.
He is right because there's only 3 episodes left and there's no room left for sending in stories. But yeah, thanks, Christopher.
yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Follow me on Twitter at Pontifex.
What?
You guys know
What?
who that is?
No.
It's the Pope.